Welcome to Spotlight on Frazee. I'm your host, Hank Ledke, and I'm here today at Frazee High School, home of the Hornets, with Dave Troutman. Hi, Dave.
Yes, good morning, Hank. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah. Well, I had to, because Raina, our camera lady, was turning blue outside.
I can understand that. I understand you were saying it's warmed up to 16 below?
Yeah, it's a heat wave.
I guess so.
So what's happening with community ed, Dave?
Well, we've got a lot of things going on, and right now, just recently, we had our brochure, which we have here in front of us, that was just mailed this past weekend, and now our phones are ringing a little bit because we want to encourage people to sign up early, register early. It really helps us in terms of determining whether the class will actually be run or not. So we want to encourage them to go through the brochure. They find something they like, to please call us or register online, and then we can get the instructors in place in terms of knowing that there is going to be a class held that time.
Well, and that's great, because yeah, I understand you want to find out what classes are worthy and of interest to people, and to me, so many of these are interesting.
Yeah, and that's why they make the brochures, because people have approached us and said there's an interest for that. And that's the first step, and then the next step is to find an instructor, and once we have them in place, we're ready to go. Now we need the people to register for those classes so they can actually happen.
Well, that sounds good. I see you got some exciting stuff coming up here. Of course, you got your CPA with Vergus, CPR, excuse me, from first aid, but one thing that sticks out right at me, South slavery and the Civil War.
That's correct. Just before I talk about that one, though, I was just going to mention the CPR in Vergus is because that's a new location. Otherwise, we've had the first aid and CPR, which we will have too in Frazee, but this time we're going to also hold one in Vergus, so they're kind of excited about that. But now the one you were talking about too, the South and the Civil War and slavery, and we've got Steve Carlson, and everybody in the area knows that he's quite a historian, and he was a fantastic history teacher here in Frazee, and he's going to have 2 nights of presentation, and we already have calls for that too. Some people are interested in coming to that one.
Well, and you really don't think of, the Civil War that much up in this country, but there actually is a museum in Battle Lake, a Civil War museum.
Okay, I guess I wasn't aware of that, but yeah, that's great that there is.
So it did come all the way here.
Well, there's no doubt it affected all of us, and even today there's still some lingering effects.
And I see you got fishing techniques. Who's going to do that?
Well, that one too is kind of exciting because that's a new one, and we're hoping to draw a different population. I shouldn't say make it look like just a male thing, because it's not. And my daughter loves fishing too. But Brad Lobbs, who was a chemical counselor here some time ago, but then he does guiding professionally, and he's willing to come in and talk to us. And I'm at an age where I'm pretty excited about that class myself, to take a look and see and hear what he has to say about fishing, and especially the area lakes.
Well, there's some great fishing around here, and of course some of them the guys won't tell you about, like the one that was in the paper, the big walleye that was about the size of my leg the other week.
Yeah, you're right there. People keep them pretty silent, but Brad's willing to help us out with the fishing techniques, and he's very knowledgeable.
And of course, you've got your defensive driving classes again, and your one for the ones that want to keep their status with their insurance company, and the Fargo Theater trip. Now, what is that? Okay,
that one too we're kind of excited about. We're going to have an Anderson coach that will take a group of people. We have to have 30 people register for this one, because there is a cost effect with this one, and it's a 2-hour performance. That's a comedy, variety, musical performance at the Fargo Theater. And it's been a couple years since we've done one, but I know that in looking in the past, this has been a really good class, and people have enjoyed that. And since the brochure's been out, we've had a number of calls from quite a few people who seem to be pretty interested in it. So we're excited.
That's good. And I see you've got cons and scams, but we don't have time to talk about that. But if you need to get a hold of Dave about this, how do they get a hold of you?
Okay, you can reach us via the number of 218-334-3181. Option 3, or you can check us out on our website, the school website, www.frazee.k12.mn.us, and we also can be liked on Facebook. So there are a number of ways to contact us. And I just want to mention another exciting class is the one that you referred to, Cons and Scams, and we just put that together today, and that's going to be coming February 25th, and that's just going to be an informational piece, and we'd love to have you be a part of that.
Well, I appreciate you being on the program, Dave. And with that, we'll be right back with another segment of Spotlight on Frazee. Welcome back to Spotlight on Frazee. I'm your host, Hank Ludke, and I'm still up here at the Frazee High School with one of our premier Hornets here, Nick Cornier, Activities Director. Hi, Nick.
Hi, Hank. Nice to be here.
Yeah. So what's happening in the activities section?
You know, that's a never-ending task with activities within our school district. There's always something going on. You know, we got our basketball program. This coming Saturday, which is be January 10th or 11th here, they travel together to Concordia. That's a big deal for our basketball program. They're playing Crookston. Girls are at 6 o'clock, our guys at 8 o'clock. But that's a big venue for them to play at Concordia College, because a lot of times that's where some of our sectional tournament ends up. So anytime they can get there and get a game during the regular season, kind of get some used to that atmosphere. You know, right now, our one-act play, a unique activity going on. Our director for it's Aaron Velde. They're currently practicing, and they got competition coming up here January 25th. So that's right around the corner here for the one-act play, and they practice it in this location that we're currently sitting in. But do keep on track on if this is something you want to attend and see our one-act play in action. Keep up on our school on our website, and it'll fill you in as far as when we have a community showing for people to come and watch them in action with our one-act play. And then I'll tell you what, you know, our wrestling program, not that that's I mean, everyone knows about our wrestling program, you know, and they travel here this week. It's a big tournament. They go to the Monoman Duels. It's an annual one that they've hit even since I was in school here. And that's where they you know, there's a good chance they'll meet up with Greenbush, who's you know, their top section opponent, so they can get a feel for where they're at in a section with them. And you know, our dance program is hitting it hard right now. They're traveling every weekend. They go to Hawley this coming Saturday to compete in an invite, and they were previously here at Alexandria, and they toughed it out through the cold. And they come back with four first place trophies from that invite, which was tremendous to see for Coach Fett and their program. So you know, and you know, that's the activities world. I know I'm missing pieces with it, but that's what's going on with that.
Well, that's okay. But you mentioned you were going to mention something about the Hall of Fame. Yes.
If you come to an event, too, and you look at our programs, I put in there who was inducted here our last fall with the inductees, but I also, on our website under activities, we changed the format a little bit as far as how you can nominate a team, a coach, an administrator, a community member, and, you know, probably most popular, you know, being an athlete. But it's laid out specifically by tabs of how to nominate someone, who you want to nominate. It's not one form. There's going to be about 4 or 5 forms that you can click on. It's very self-explanatory and easy to do. Print that out, fill it out, and bring it into our high school office, and they'll give it to me for review this summer.
Well, I really appreciate you being on the program, Nick. And, of course, we'll be seeing you later on when the weather warms up. And we'll be seeing you guys, too. And we'll catch you next week right here on Spotlight on Frazee.